Hello, this is James from xrobots.co.uk. This is a short update on some of my projects, including my life-size Iron Man suit. I've been quite busy with some other things, so I'm going to tell you about those first. I've been mainly quite busy printing all of these red pieces of plastic for Android 12. And if we just look in the other room, we can see that I've got various sets. So in one of the videos I made this linear actuator assembly using a chain drive and a modified servo, and now I'm making 4 sets of those, and those are for the ankle and thigh actuators on the Android project. So here's the rest of it so far. Those actuator assemblies are going to replace the thigh actuators here, and probably the ankles as well, and I've already put these red parts on, which are for the knee. So instead of having a spring attached to a bit of wire, I've now got rigid links, and I think making all of those actuators more rigid is going to basically make it able to walk better. So I had some issues with the leverage on these servos, which I talked about in the last Android video, and that's why I've turned those servos into linear actuators, and as soon as that piece is printed, I should be able to lay this thing down and swap all the pieces out. I've also been quite busy with my local Makerspace project in Southampton in the UK. A Makerspace is a sort of community workshop that's run by its members. It's a not-for-profit organisation, and basically it's a workshop where there's lots of tools and resources that people can come and use to work on group projects or work on their own projects. So far we've got a metal lathe, a 3D printer, lots of other bench tools, and a space for people to come and work. We need to expand so that we can get our own front door. At the moment we're in a shared premises. We also need to increase opening hours and provide more space for the members. We have a bit of a fundraising campaign going at the moment. If you'd like to donate, you can go to somakeit.org.uk. The link is in the description for this video. Right on the front page at this time there's a crowdfunding link, and we have a crowdfunding campaign kindly hosted by CrowdTilt. If you'd like to put any money in, that would be much appreciated. Or if you live in Southampton or the Hampshire, UK area, feel free to pop in. The opening time's also published on the visit page. So I bought one of these little hex bug things. Cost me about 11 British pounds. It's quite small, it doesn't do very much. It seems to just turn back on itself. It's only got one motor, which when it runs in reverse just operates one set of legs, and if you clap your hands or make a loud noise then it goes backwards. It's got a little microphone up its behind and these little feelers that make it turn around again. So I decided for the money I could probably make something better, so that's a future project which you should look out for in my channel. A while ago I posted some pictures of this mystery object on my Facebook page, which had some 3D printed parts in, and the rest of it's made of foam. So, and also a picture of this floating in the bathtub. So there's going to be a video on this. I'm still not going to tell you what it is just now, although you might be able to work it out. Have a close look. It looks a bit random. It's also got this long string attached, which I took off a couple of bodyboards. So what's happening with Iron Man? That's what you really wanted to know. Well, I gave away the helmet in my competition, which was a polyurethane one, so I've made this replacement helmet, which is made out of fiberglass, and I've already cut the faceplate off, so I can do a new motorised faceplate video from start to finish, showing how I build the mechanics and how I program the servos, so look out for that one. And what's happening with Iron Man's hands? Well, not a great deal, as you can see. As you remember, I made these gloves with LED clusters on, and then I made these pieces which fit on with magnetic latches. And eventually I was planning to make a machine that puts the whole suit on, hence the magnetic latches for the pieces of armour. So I 3D printed all these finger parts. There's lots and lots of them for both hands. They're all different sizes. Very approximately they go like this, and then there's a sort of a bigger one for, you know, the thumb and so on. So the next plan for the hands was trying to work out how a machine could put all of these finger sections on, basically, which is going to be very hard to do. So you put the glove on with this wide in, and then the machine would place the armour on, including the finger pieces. Obviously that's going to be extremely tricky to do. So I think what I'm going to do, in fact, is glue all of the finger pieces onto the gloves, and then have the glove with a, for the wire there, I'm going to have some sort of magnetic plug and socket, and then I'm going to have the glove with all of the finger sections mounted into kind of a brace that, a mechanical thing basically, that grips every piece of the finger that you put your hand into with the, so effectively this is kind of suspended in a rig controlled by motors, and then you slot your hand into the glove and all the finger pieces in one go, and then the machine lets go of your hand so that you've then got the glove on. So in fact all of these will be glued on the glove. I just haven't got quite round to designing that yet. There's also going to be a thing that holds the cuff open so you can easily get your hand in. So basically the machine is the arm piece that I designed last time. So you'll put your hand in through here, out of here and into the glove, and then the machine will kind of clamp this piece down and it will let go of the glove, and the wires will clip onto the cuff here with a magnetic plug and socket. So effectively you're just wearing normal clothes instead of having to put gloves on with bits of magnets on first. And then the machine will do the rest to put the entire arm and the hand on. But obviously I have to get around to building that, something I really need to design. It's going to have lots of radio control servos, or at least 2 or 3 per hand, to grip all of those finger parts so the whole glove is held open and you can get your hand in. So returning to the rest of the suit then, you probably remember from previous videos that I'd already designed a similar latching mechanism that you put on, and then all of the pieces of armour are attached on with these magnetic plugs and sockets. So the aim was the machine will be able to just place these on, and it'd be quite an easy task to build a machine that puts the suit on. Some of these pieces aren't quite placed right, and this is getting actually quite heavy because basically due to all the aluminium and everything, and some of this is held together with dog leads and things. So the plan is to completely scrap this, completely revisit every piece of armour using 3D printed parts in the same way I have with the arm, to fit the latching mechanism into each piece of the armour. So basically the back of the torso here will have some sort of plastic and metal thing in it with latches that this then fixes to directly, so you don't put on a suit first for these to fit on. The actual mechanism is fitted into the armour. I just need to work out how to do that. I'd also like to put some detail in here so that you've got an arc reactor that comes out and it's fitted in with magnets, and when you put it in it lights up, and then the uni-beam goes on over the top. Sort of other 3D printed details, some aluminium mesh and bits and pieces, so it looks like the one in the movie. And then obviously lastly the chest plate will latch on over the top and the uni-beam will show out through the hole there. So I need obviously other clips for the shoulder bells, and then something underneath to hang down to support the thighs and everything. But I'd like to make those semi-rigid, so actually underneath the ab plate there's kind of like a compressing scissor mechanism which fits snugly on the body and then latches down to the lower pieces of armour. So I've got quite a lot of work to do on that. Most of it's going to be 3D printed, but I'll be publishing the CAD files. So I just need to sort of get my head around that and really think about it before I do it. Yep, that part's still printing. So if you'd like to see more updates, you can check out my Facebook page and my blog. And if you've got Google+, you can add me on Google+. I actually quite frequently put updates on those pages, more than I do on YouTube. So you should go along and like, follow, or add me on one of those things. See you next time. Goodbye.